right, this morning's review for you, Andrew Huberman and Dr. Andy Galpin talking about movement and exercise and what's the best way to improve muscular and cardiovascular endurance. And instead of 21 minutes, we'll take it down to a couple. So if you can hold a conversation during that type of exercise, then it's considered movement and not exercise. Great, burns calories, does all kinds of things that are awesome, but it's not exercise. If you're really looking to improve your cardiovascular endurance, then it's about the structure and function of things, that you have to hit the upper end of things, meaning that if you want to be able to become stronger, well, then you need to be pushing at the upper limits, or what we used to call maxing out. And so when we look at the cardiovascular, that means at least once a week, if not twice a month. If you can't handle that, then it's twice a month, because you have to hit the upper end of your max heart rate. 220 minus your age is a rough estimate. If you're in good shape, then that number's better. If it's or bigger, if you're sedentary, then possibly your top end is even a lower number. But start with that in mind, that you have to get to the max heart rate, and you're trying to do it. Most people, it'll take greater than 20 seconds, and so you're really trying to get and just barely touching that max heart rate, and doing it at least once a week. Then you can do that in bouts. It can take 2 minutes, whatever you want to do, but just at least once a week, hitting that top end. Then you want to get some more really big cardiovascular changes. It's getting to that 80% and doing that for 2 to 6 minutes, and hopefully starting out with 2, building your way up to 6 to 8 intervals. So for me, the example would be, running a half mile puts me in that right around 3.5 minute range, and then walking to get calmed back down, or doing crunches or something else, to then cycling back, going and running another half mile. That's what I'm headed to the 4 fields to do today. Then for postural and strength training and things like that, again, wall sits and planks and hanging on the pull-up bar and other things, side planks, anything that is a sustained postural, good form, muscular contraction, isometric. This is where your postural restoration through your home care exercises, your chest weight, your head weight, your pelvic weights, whatever you're using to get your spine back to 100%, really hits these muscles that are slow twitch fibers, like your erector spinae and your soleus muscle in your calf, unlike your fast twitch fibers, which are your gastrocs for extreme propulsion. And so every muscle has some parts of all of that. The muscle slow to fast twitch. But if you've been hurt by doing things, or let's say that every few months you're like raking the leaves or mopping the house and your low back goes out and things like this, big warning sign that your postural, long, slow twitch fibers are fatiguing. You're not able to maintain good posture with these high demand physical activities. So that would mean, hey, maybe you need to do more of that. How do you know if you need more of the strength training aspect? Let's say you're doing the half mile run, and instead of running out of air, you say, oh man, my legs are just dying. I couldn't finish, couldn't take another step, so I had to quit. Then you need more leg strength workouts and things like that. But if you're running and you're doing these what are supposed to be 80%, and all of a sudden, oh man, you just have to give out because you cannot breathe anymore, well, then you need more cardiovascular training. And so let's talk about dialing these things in for you. And this is the Morning in Review.